Hey, Shalom, Makif Shalom. First thing and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Blessings and salutations to Pope Elect. Those in this gospel brother from the standard, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, wherever it be. Real quick, this is just a transit. Going into, just kind of listening to this video earlier. And I came across it yesterday, but I didn't really meditate on it because there's so many things that's happening, man. It's a lot of prophecy that's being fulfilled, okay? And in the midst of prophecy, you got dudes out there really just bugging out, losing their minds, man, okay, about order and rank and all this other stuff. Like, I'm like, we ain't got time for that shit, man. We focus on prophecy, and yeah, you got guys that want to sit and go back and forth and complain about stuff, man. Like, we got bigger fish to fry. If you still mad because you didn't get what you wanted from your group or whatever, man, and that's on you. Be mad by yourself, man. Like they say, misery loves company, you know? Because there's a lot of bullshit going on in Israel right now. Man. You got guys that's going around trying to sow discord, you know? Go to other brothers that's not particularly in our camps, but they follow the doctrine we push and try to sway them. You know, like the scriptures go into heaping disciples after themselves. You got guys that's actually out here doing that, man. Heaping disciples into themselves and throwing shade on brothers. You know, you got that brother from that campaign, right? You know, all that. But yeah, man, we in the midst of food shortages. They're talking about over there in Ukraine, man. If this whole thing with Russia don't subside, they're gonna pretty much lose it, okay? And found out the Ukrainians are getting their ass kicked in that war, man, okay? They're losing the war. Contrary to what the Esau's news media is teaching you or telling you, they're losing the war. They're losing up to damn near 30,000 troops, probably a fucking month, man. Okay, that's how bad they're getting swept up the rug. And honestly, those Ukraine troops are way more advanced than you American troops. Okay, because those Ukrainian troops, those Nazi-led troops, they actually were being trained by NATO for some years. I think for the last 12 years, NATO was training these guys at the top form of combat, communications, telecommunications, weapons training, all that. They're more on the high. The Ukraine troops wipe the floor with you American troops, man. Okay? But those they best troops, and they getting fucked up over there by the Russians, man. And dude said it. He said, look, Americans ain't gonna be able to do nothing with the Russians, man. He said, Russian military wipe the floor with you Americans, man. That's why you Americans, you're gonna resort to shoot nuclear weapons. Because when it comes to straight up hand-to-hand combat, boots on the ground, oh man, you Babylonian soldiers, you ain't ready, man. Y'all ain't in no shape. Y'all soft. Okay, y'all off on GMO. Okay, y'all come from a comfortable place. The scriptures call this the land of rest, man. Okay, like Ezekiel 38 goes into this being the land of rest. So, with that being said, you people, you're not bred for war because most of this Generation Z, which proves it's the last generation, Generation Zers, right? See, most of them grew up comfortable, you know, comfortable. While fathers and mothers and grandfathers, they lived a rough life. That's why you had more of a manly spirit in the 60s and 70s, even in the 80s. Okay, even in the 90s, you still had some hardcore jakes out there. But after the 90s, that's when, you know, it started declining. Freaking what you call it, your estrogen levels have increased due to the food and everything else, you know. So anyway, guys are bickering back and forth, but yet you got stuff like that that's going on. Like, we getting ready to get up out of here. Okay, the judgment is getting ready to come. The Lord could shut this place down tomorrow. You know, they talking about 2008. This is looking a lot worse than 2008 because the trends of what's so not. Well, shit. In 2008, one day we woke up and the whole economy collapsed, man. The housing market just went down. You see? So that's gonna happen again any day now. You know, people talking about, well, the end of the summer, the fall. Nah, man. I can't wait to no fall. The shit needs to like collapse today. You know, but it's through the Lord's timing. But anyway, going back to food shortages and medical supply shortages, man. Out there in Utah, found out that they were actually they running out of medicine. So what they're doing, they're using expired medicine, man. They're willing to take on a liability of selling you expired medicine. Bad enough, the medicine is already chemically enhanced, so it's no good for you. But the fact that it's expired, which it may be good, but after a while, you got to dispose of it because it have more of a detrimental effect on you. But the fact that these medical companies are willing to take a hit before they allow this medical industry to collapse, because the medical industry is a billion-dollar industry, man. Like, shit, half the people in here in America, they on some type of medication, man. Whether it be Ritalin, whether it be whatever, man. They on some type of opioid or some type of steroid, man. Whether it be depression pills, these people are all jacked up. So let's say if the medicine industry or the pharmaceutical industry went down like today, they would be out of billions of dollars, man. So what they got to do, they got to keep this petrodollar floating around long enough so it give it time to collapse. Because what's going to happen is a lot of these other nations that's converting their money and their substance over to euros and Russian ruble. Because right now the ruble and the euro is pretty much outbeating the American dollar. Okay, the only thing that still got the American dollar somewhat functionable is the fact because it's backed by petrol. The petrol dollar, man. That's what we call it. Call it the petrol dollar, whatever. The petrol dollar. So that's the whole point. So once those dollars begin to circulate around, they're going to come back to America. And once the people give that money back, that's when the economy is going to go apeshit. Then all your money in the banks, etc. You're not going to be able to go to the bank and get your money out because the ATMs, everything's going to be locked down. Okay, and the new currency is going to be the that Karagma. Okay, that's going to be how you're going to get your paychecks. That's how you're going to get medical service. That's how you're going to be able to drive a vehicle. That's how you're going to be able to own an apartment. This whole system is going to be up and running before we know it. Because while you have breaking down of societies in certain places of the world, you're going to still have functional societies in different parts of the world. Like over here in the West, I can foresee it still kind of going. At the same time, chaos is happening because, hey, you're going to need that, in order to function. Okay, and to the point, not getting overly far in that, but still they're going to propagate it for future reference. Like, well, look, when things bounce back, you're going to need this technology in order to function. And and I can foresee that happening. I see that like it's easy to see that, And this is why we're telling our people, you Negro, Latino, and Native American, man, hey, wake up. Wake up despite all the hell we catch, man. Because shit. Like I did a little testimony video yesterday, and I'm not gonna speak on it too much. It's out there now. Whoever gets it, receive it. Lord's will, it edifies them. Because that's what it's all about, edifying the body, which means to build. Let brothers' situations be a testimony into, strength and perseverance, man. Because no matter what, you can lose your house today. Guess what you got to do? You still got to go out there and prophesy. This could be the house you spend millions of dollars on that you build. Like, you got Jake that invest in their investments here, man. That's why the Lord say, store not up treasures here on earth, okay, where thieves can break in. Because eventually, we're going to lose these things, And, with the money system being the way it is, it's just a matter of time, man, before everything we have ever worked for, okay, which we're really working for nothing, because working is really vanity. Because honestly, now, if you look at it, you're going to work, you're paying bills, you're getting harassed by debt collectors. It's always something, man. When you try to go straight, freak shit like that happen. Like, how the hell I'm just going to, meet with my bros for a little minute and my trunk catches on fire, just shit like that, And you got to be prepared for things like that, but it just at the same time, it's like, shit, how much can you prepare for things like that? You just got to deal with it as it comes. And Lord's will, He have mercy, But the pharmaceutical industry is selling expired medicines, and people, man, they're gonna go for it. Why? Because they don't have no hope. They put their faith in Egypt. You see, they put their faith in the shadow of Babylon the Great. They believe that, well, Biden or the Biden administration, or let's say Esau, has their best interests. Okay, they really think that this guy Biden is trying to fix the economy based on the retarded speeches he gave. If you Jakes are still sitting back soaking that up, out of all the time you've been in this society, and they've gave you empty promises, and you still believe that, then you know what? You need to be. You good. You ought to be taken for what you are. Okay, because I don't understand how people can really believe in anything that this place has to say. We're gonna try to get the president or the free or the oil down. If you the so-called leader of the free world, they should hop on board with you, man. But they not hopping on board with you because they know you full of shit. Okay, they know goddamn well that you ain't with trying to build the economy back up. Your whole reason why they got rid of this guy Trump, and I'm gonna tell you, the reason why they got rid of DJ Trump is because he stopped playing ball. Okay, I mean, you know, he was doing the elite's bidding, but he was really set up to bring division between Jacob and Esau. That's all Trump was set up for. Okay, to bring division between you Jakes and you Edomites. That's the only reason why, okay? And on top of that, fucking Trump, he wasn't making enough enemies, man. Okay, only people that really hated Trump is Jake. Okay, because of a few tweets, what the news said about him, he's racist. But what American president, or what president isn't racist? Okay, which one of them actually like you, Jakes? Like Obama even said, he said, look, people need to have their rights taken and be ruled over. He was talking about you Israelites. But you trying to tell Jake that, and he ain't trying to take heed to that. He's looking like, man, I don't know what you're talking about. That ain't, Obama ain't say that. And I was talking to my mom a couple of weeks ago about certain things, man. She's like, man, no. I told her Harriet Tubman didn't do nothing for Jake. She said, nah, that's not true. Well, how would you know if you ain't got the information on it? Okay, because you're going over what some textbook or what some Edomite told you. Okay, my thing is this, like, you know, you people are so quick to believe everything that this damn, what's wrong with you people? You believe everything this damn devil say. You know what I'm saying? And yet we got evidence about it, and then you people buck up against us like we the ones that's lying to you. No, man. Where have he ever promoted Israelites to be good? Okay? Did he promote Nat Turner? I mean, he didn't promote him, but he just mentioned about him because he lost that revolt. But what about all the Jakes that actually freed themselves from slavery and took this devil down, okay? Fucking Esau up and running into the woods. He ain't gonna tell you about those revolts that he lost, because we had over 100 slave revolts, man. And a lot of them, Jake really freed themselves, man. You know? These people driving like straight demons, man. You know? A lot of them freed themselves from slavery, so to speak. You know, like 12 years of a slave. Like a lot of slaves that didn't have papers, technically they wasn't supposed to be under that yoke, but you know, everything is through the spirit. So fast forward, fucking 200-300 years later, we come no different. Okay, they managed to get everybody on the paperwork, contractual slaves. Okay, because you're bound by that paperwork. Okay, which is called, your name is like a straw man. Come on, y'all. You know, your name is like a straw man. I mean, you're dead, you're an entity. Like when you look at a business like Dollar General, right? It's written in all caps because that's a dead entity. That's a business, that's a corporation. So when you look at your driver's license or IDs, basically your property. Okay, that's why your name is written in all caps, because you're property. Okay, and you know, a lot of people didn't know that. You know, because the way that they teach us the ABCs and alphabets, and you go to English class and grammar class, they teach you after the capital letter, then it's all small letters. But on your ID, it's all caps, because you're a dead entity, you're a slave of your own. Like they got millions of dollars in a trust under your name, okay, just making money off of you that you ain't gonna be able to get. You know, and a lot of people was bugging out about that. They was looking things up under their social and found out they had millions of dollars in their name and thought it was their money. I'm like, that ain't your money. Esau just got that shit. Basically, you ain't nothing but an account. And they putting money in that shit and they using you. You know? So, there you go. We're slaves, man. Clearly, look at what the hell I'm doing. I'm getting up and going to work for a system that don't benefit me. You know, and if I don't do it, then I get thrown out of my apartment. You know what I'm saying? I won't have money to eat or pay my bills. It's a fucking rat race. Alright? But Jake out here want to argue. You know? Here, people who are basically getting ready to be fighting for medication, because once the medication runs out, people are literally going to be losing their mind, man. They're going to be raiding people's homes for drugs, okay? Because like I said, just off pharmaceuticals alone, Babylonians are the most medicated, okay? Because you have GMOs, okay? You go to Europe or parts of Russia, they don't deal with that, man. They ban the particular ingredients, okay, that they use here in food. They ban that shit in Europe, okay? Certain shit you can't use. But in America, you can use any type of product and you don't have to disclose it. You can just put non-GMO on the label. But yet you look at all these ingredients. You got sodium bicarbonate. You got yellow number 5, yellow number 8, cornstarch, high fructose corn syrup. But wait a minute, I just thought you said on back of the thing it ain't no GMOs in it, man. You know, and this is what happened because you got Monsanto, you had it, you had DuPont, okay, that hijacked everything. You know, and then they forced these farmers and these people that till their lands to use that wicked ass GMO shit, man. Now all the corn that they're growing is poison, you know? And that's the world we live in. This is the reason why the Most High is getting ready to corrupt this place. Like the food system is being broken down. I mean, just GMO. You know, you're eating GMO. And that shit is getting ready to be obsolete. You know? Because you ask yourself, how is it a food shortage and you're making food out of not food? You're making food out of chemicals. I mean, shit, there's no shortage of chemicals that you ain't using. So how the hell are you losing that, man? You know? Don't make no sense, but that's prophecy, okay? Because the scripture tell you in 2nd Esdras, the 15th chapter, that the plagues that hit Egypt was going to hit Egypt again, okay? And the Most High is bringing the plagues here. This is the plagues, okay? And it's going to get worse because forecasters are predicting a collapse any day. You know, they say going into the fall, into the summer, but you know what? We may be collapsed by as little as fucking August. Who knows? Because we're in a collapse right now, man, you know? And the thing of it is, after 4th of July, that's going to bring in money. But if you notice, ain't nobody really popping fireworks like that, man. Okay? Ain't nobody popping fireworks like last year, 2 years ago, 10 years ago. Motherfuckers lighting it up in June. I mean, literally lighting it up. I ain't heard one firecracker go off and we're at the end of June already. We're in the last 2 weeks or last week and a half of June. And I haven't been hearing any fireworks. Why? Because people, they're not in that Murphy spirit anymore. Okay? They're panning out. All right? So, yeah, brothers, man, you know, gird up your loins and get our minds right, man. This is getting ready to go down, man. 1 Thessalonians 5:2 says, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord cometh so as a thief in the night. That's right. It says, for when they should say peace and safety, sudden destruction shall come upon them as travail upon woman with a child, and they should not escape. That's right, brother. That's right. Peace and safety and sudden destruction. So, amen. Impending doom. That's all I can say. We're expecting it, brothers. Any day now. These people, they don't know what the hell is going to happen. At least not Jake. Esau kind of figured things out, but Jake is not really in that spirit of knowing. All right? They're not in the spirit of really knowing, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, I'm going to end it there. Giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And with that, Shalom and a Baba.